Hi dudes, how you doing? I hope you're having a damn good day. Welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be talking about Union Berlin's 3-5-2 formation under Urs Fischer. We're going to be discussing the tactics, the formation, the breakdown, and of course the individual instructions that will get the best out of this team going forward, and trying to replicate and recreate, of course, a realistic Union Berlin system. Starting off with Datro Fofana up front alongside new man, well they're both new men to be honest, but Volland, he's come into the team from Monaco, yes. Then we've got Juranovic, we've got Haberererer, we've got Kadira, Aronson, Gozens, another great fantastic player. If you haven't seen the Hertha Berlin career mode, you will know that I love this man so much. Anyway, we've got, I think it's pronounced Letty or Lite, or I don't know. We've got Notch, we've got Doki, and then Renault. Then on the bench in the substitutes department, we've got Becker, we've got Behrens, we've got Kral, Tussar, a player from Hertha Berlin, by the way. I don't know. Crosstown rivalries, they don't mean much in Germany, clearly. We've got Busk, Tremmel, Regilian, and then in the reserves, we've got a few other players that I'm not going to try and humiliate myself with. Basically, by the way, I've put Bonucci in here because I have heard and seen some things that he might be going to Union Berlin. It's just not confirmed yet. So hopefully he gets confirmed, because I think he would, prove a lot for this team going forward. I mean, they don't have the most amount of depth in the centre-back department. So I think he would be a great addition to the team, show a lot of leadership in the back line. And of course, they are in the Champions League this season. So just having a look at the team right there, I've gone with a 3-1-4-2 formation. I haven't really changed much. In fact, I have changed a little bit. I know that normally the wide midfielders, they're slightly higher. What I've done is I've just dropped them slightly lower, more or less aligning them with the two central midfielders. But we have got one goalkeeper, 3 centre-backs, 1 DM, 2 central midfielders, 2 wide midfielders, and then of course 2 strikers. Union Berlin's tactical approach in a 3-5-2 formation led by Urs Fischer emphasizes defensive pressure and fast-paced counter-attacks while maintaining a compact defensive structure. Under Urs Fischer's guidance, Union Berlin adopts a pressure on heavy touch style, executed by 2 strikers who aggressively press the opposition's backline. This tactic triggers the team-wide press, aiming to force opponents into mistakes and trying to regain possession quickly. A narrow width setting of 25 ensures that Union Berlin maintains a compact defensive shape. This compactness makes it challenging for opponents to penetrate through the centre effectively, channeling them into the flanks area where they are encouraged to cross the ball into the box. With a depth setting of 60, Union Berlin employ a mid-block strategy, striking a balance between defensive solidity and protecting the central defenders. However, the team needs to be a bit more cautious with the fast-paced counterattacks due to the potential vulnerability of the slower centre-backs. In the build-up play, the long ball strategy allows Union Berlin to utilise the forward line's speed and positioning to play the balls in behind the opposition's defence, or to distribute the ball down the flanks. Selecting direct passing for chance creation aligns with Union Berlin's breakneck counter-attacking system. This approach focuses on quick transitions from defence to offence, exploiting spaces in the opposition's defence through swift and direct passing. A width setting of 75 widens the field significantly, creating ample space for players to exploit, particularly in the wide areas. This provides strikers with more room to operate and allows the team to flourish on the touchlines. Setting players in the box to 5 signifies Union Berlin's intent to have a balanced offensive presence while not overcommitting too many players forward. This approach enables 2 strikers to make dangerous attacking runs into the box, while allowing 1 midfielder to make a late run into that area. As per always, corners and free kicks are set to 4, maintaining a balanced approach in set-piece situations. Union Berlin tend to score a lot of goals from these situations. In summary, Union Berlin's 3-5-2 tactics under Urs Fischer prioritizes intensive defensive pressure and rapid counterattacks, supported by a compact defensive structure and a balanced offensive strategy. This approach showcases the team's adaptability and focuses on the strengths to create effective plays both defensively and offensively. So in terms of the instructions for the goalkeeper, he's set to come for crosses. Of course, you will be funneling your opposition into those wide areas to try and encourage them to whip those crosses in, and that's why you need your goalkeeper to be able to claim those aerial balls that are whipped into the box. You need him to try and alleviate the pressure on the back line, and more importantly, you don't need him making saves from outside the box. He's not going to run off with his line. You are playing a mid-block. Your defensive 3 or defensive 5 that are playing in front of him, they need to be doing their job effectively, and they do that, especially with the mid-block in phase or in play. And speaking of that 3, we've got Lete, Notch, and then Doki. Both the wider centre-backs, the left and the right centre-back, they have the same set of instructions. Both of them are set to step up, so you want them to be a bit more aggressive, slightly higher up the field, of course. And then as for your middle centre-back, he's set to stay back while attacking and have conservative interceptions on. So he's not going to look to try and engage too much with the offensive or the offensive line, the opponents, of course, he is going to look to try and, remain compact, remain, in shape, and more or less look to be a bit of a sweeper centre back in a way. So that's his job going forward, or going backwards, I should say. And then slightly further forward, we've got Kadira. He is set to cut passing and stay back while attacking, sticks position, and then of course cover the centre. So he is going to look to be a bit more of the aggressor in the middle of the park, which allows not be too aggressive when trying to engage with the opponents. And then going slightly wider, we've got Juranovic and Gozens. They're set to the same set of instructions. They're set to come back on defense, stay wide, getting behind. Normal interceptions will be on, and then of course stay on the edge of the box. Now, mainly you do want them trying to stretch the back line, the opposition's defense. You want them to make those runs in behind, stretch them as much as possible, but mainly keeping the width in this team. Of course, it is a very compact and narrowed system without the wing backs in play. So you do want them to hold that width in the team going forward. But more importantly, it is a long ball system, so they will be looking to make those runs in behind into that nice wide space. And more or less, you do want either your goalkeeper or your centre backs or even your midfielders to try and hit those players, or play it into the forward line, and then they will play it into the flank areas. So they're going to be very important. That's what I'm trying to say here. They're going to be very important in the system. And as you can see, for Gozens, he's got the same set of instructions as well. He's actually supposed to be on the edge of the box there. You see, I didn't set it properly. But anyways, so you do want them in and around the box, collecting the ball, crossing it back inside, circulating back into the midfield, potentially to pop off shots, or maybe they can find a better pass and a more direct pass into your forward line. So moving on into the midfield, we've got Aronson. He's set to have a balanced attack, a balanced set of crossing runs. Normal interceptions will be on, cover the wing, and then of course he will look to drift wide and looking to try and support the likes of Gozens. But more importantly, when you are looking to try and implement the press, he will look to try and clog passing lanes for the opposition to try and win the ball back as high up as possible. And then as you can see here for Haberer, he is set to the same set of instructions as well, balanced, and then maybe this time he will look to more or less hang back, stay on the edge of the box, look to try and circulate possession. Normal interceptions will be on, cover the wing, and then of course drift wide, also looking to do the same thing with Juranovic on that right hand side. But basically why I've gone with Aronson to have a balanced attack on this side is sometimes the one midfielder will look to get into the box, make that late run, and try and attack the ball as much as possible. So that's the role I've gone with for Aronson opposed to Haberer. But to be honest, you can go with either or. It doesn't really matter too much. In FIFA, obviously, you can't have a one give, one go type system, which is very stupid. And hopefully in EA FC 24, that's the one, hopefully they can more or less look to try and implement a system like that, although I can see it being fairly hard to do. But nonetheless, your two central midfielders, they're going to look to try and support the flanks in the wider areas. And then moving slightly forward, we've got Kevin Volland. He's set to drift wide, getting behind. Aggressive interceptions will be on, and then of course stay forward. So basically for your two forwards, they will look to try and implement the press. They'll wait for the opposition's defensive backline or their goalkeeper to make a mistake, and then they'll look to pounce, which is why I've gone for them to stay forward. As well as the aggressive interceptions to be on, because essentially the forward line, because they're looking to be as direct as possible, sometimes make runs from behind, they're not always going to be able to come back on defense. And to try and spring those quick, fast-paced counterattacks, you do need plays slightly higher up the field, which is what your two forwards in this situation are looking to do. And then, of course, he is going to look to not stay super central next to the likes of Fofana, who is going to be that more central guy. He's going to look to drift in and around that area, creating space for him and for Fofana as well. And then speaking of Fofana, he's set to have a balanced width. So like I said, he will have that central area locked down, but he also will look to sometimes run the channels into its left-hand side especially. He's going to be the target man going forward. So like I say, he's going to be the out-and-out superstar striker for this team to make it succeed. And then very much like Volland, he is set to aggressive interceptions and stay forward. So yes, my dudes, I hope you have enjoyed this video. The 3-5-2 formation, Urs Fischer's Union Berlin set of tactics. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, hit the like button, please. Maybe click on one of those videos. We have been doing a lot of videos on tactics and all that good stuff. So if you are interested, subscribe to the channel. Most importantly, my guys, I hope you have a damn great day.